Now I really enjoy using Jellyfin, and I even think the web UI looks pretty good, especially when you apply custom themes. However, this right here, in my opinion, looks much better. It looks much more modern. You can switch between dark and light mode, for example, or just follow the system theme. You can switch languages. You can see your running tasks. For instance, right now it's actually scanning through my library, and you have all the other functionality that you have in Jellyfin as well. And even the music player looks much cleaner in my opinion. I'm just going to go ahead and play a song right here. And I think this looks much nicer than the basic web UI you have from stock Jellyfin. And the best part is, you don't even have to choose. You can still use both of these. So if that piqued your interest, stay tuned to find out how it's done. Now this isn't a plugin or anything of that kind. It's simply a different front end that uses your Jellyfin server as a backend and just displays your media in a different way. It's actually made by Jellyfin itself. The container is called Jellyfin Vue. One thing that you have to keep in mind before trying to apply this to your setup is that you have to have it running behind a reverse proxy and have HTTPS set up correctly. Now that's a little bit outside the scope of this video. However, if you need to get this working, it's fairly easy. There are tons of tutorials out there on how to do this, but just keep that in mind. So once you're ready, go ahead and open your Docker Compose file, which contains all of your services. I've left this service right here in a code snippet in the description. So just go ahead, open the description, and copy this to your Docker Compose, add it to the services section, and you should be good to go. If for whatever reason you want to use Docker run instead, I've also left this command right here. Anyways, once you're done, I recommend changing this port from 80 to something else, such as 8645. That's the way I pre-configured it in the code snippet. However, you can change this port to any port that you like. I just recommend not using 80 because that port is oftentimes occupied and used for different services. So, once we're ready, we're going to run docker compose up-d and pull the image. Once the container is up and running, you can go ahead and access a browser tab and type in the IP address of your server followed by the port which you just configured. So in my case, the IP address is this IP address right here, followed by a colon, and then the port which you just configured. So that would be 8645. Now you will be greeted by this configuration page right here, which will ask you to type in the server address. Since my server is publicly available, I'm not going to show the exact address here, but it's going to be something like https jellyfin.mydomain.com or something along those lines. If you have SSL, or rather HTTPS, and a reverse proxy configured properly, you'll be able to access it using whatever URL you've configured here. So hopefully that works, and fingers crossed we'll see each other in the next step. So if you did everything correctly, you should be redirected to this login page right here, where you'll type in the username and password of your user. And now you can sign in, and now you'll be greeted by this interface which I showed in the introduction, which I just think looks really nice. I hope that you found that helpful. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing would be greatly appreciated. Any of these will help the growth of the channel. Thank you, and until next time.